if Saquon Barkley was to get traded, could Bijan Robinson be a possible replacement for the New York Giants? What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Jay Dimes, and we are back at it with another New York Giants video, back at it with another New York Giants banger. And before we get to this one, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead, leave a like, go ahead, comment, and definitely hit that subscribe button. The draft is 2 weeks from today, so a lot of content will be on the channel, a lot of Giants draft content, any Giants news that happens, it will be covered on the channel. So if you want to be in tune for that, go ahead, hit the subscribe button and make sure the post notifications are on. But in this video, it's definitely a hypothetical video. It's not a video that I'm banking on any of this stuff to actually happen, but it's definitely something to talk about. Now, this video was inspired by Bingle. He is a fellow YouTuber, NFL YouTuber, content creator. Great guy, amazing content. I watch all his videos. Big fan of him. He's also a Giants fan, and he's basically on Twitter has been, kind of lobbying for the Giants to possibly look at running back Bijan Robinson if Saquon Barkley was to get traded. Now, he is also a guy that thinks Bijan Robinson is a first-round talent. No matter, if he's a Giant, any team, he thinks Bijan Robinson is a first-round talent, and I agree with him. I definitely agree with him. Bijan Robinson arguably is the best player in this draft class. Even though he's a running back, he might just be the best player in the draft class. And he's a great player. He is a great player. You know how we was looking at Saquon when he was drafted in 2018 with the 2nd overall pick? Bijan Robinson's a guy that Dave Gettleman would have took. If you replace Saquon Barkley with Bijan Robinson in the 2018 draft, Dave Gettleman would have took Bijan Robinson just to, just for a little bit of a example of how good Bijan Robinson is. Now, for the Giants, it's tough. I just don't see it happening. And if, Saquon Barkley was to get traded, just if, we don't know if he will certainly be back in 2023. He might not play on the franchise tag at all, even though he hasn't even signed it yet. So, at, worst case scenario, the Giants trade him, they get picks for him. And the question would be, if Bijan Robinson was to be on the board at pick 25, after trading Saquon Barkley, would they look at him as a possible replacement for Saquon Barkley? Not saying I want Saquon traded, not saying that I don't like Saquon or I think he's wrong for, trying to get his money. Not at all. Not at all. But for the Giants, I don't see it happening. And here's a few reasons why. First of all, it's the running back position. It's a narrative that I hate to say it because it sucks, but we know how replaceable the position is. We know when we're talking about building a Super Bowl roster, most of the time these, the running back position isn't getting paid as much as Saquon Barkley wants to get paid on these Super Bowl winning rosters. We just seen it. Kansas City Chiefs, even though they have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Andy Reid, they just won a Super Bowl with Isaiah Pacheco, and he was like a 4th, 5th round pick. So it sucks to say that, but that's just another reason why I don't think the Giants would do this. You look at past history. You look at last year. When we're talking about running backs, 2nd round is a gold mine for running backs. Kenneth Walker was, in the race for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Breece Hall would have probably won Offensive Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt, near the middle of the season. You got Dameon Pierce, who wasn't even a 2nd round pick. He was a 4th, 5th round pick. We look at past history. We can look at 2018 when the Giants did draft Saquon Barkley with the 2nd overall pick. A well-known, 2nd round pick was Nick Chubb, who's one of the best running backs in all of football. Jonathan Taylor, 2nd round pick. Alvin Kamara, 3rd round pick. So, it sucks to talk like this, but I just don't see it happening for, the New York Giants. I don't see Joe Shane, not advocating, money towards Saquon Barkley, not getting Saquon Barkley a long-term deal, then turning around and drafting a running back with the 25th overall pick. And don't get me wrong, again, Bijan Robinson might still go in the 1st round. He is a 1st-round talent. This is not like Najee Harris. No. Najee Harris was good. He was a good player coming out of Alabama, but he wasn't on the level of Bijan Robinson. He wasn't. Bijan Robinson's way more explosive, way more fast, and he's going to be better than Najee Harris when he hits the NFL level. we look at him and, he can go to the Eagles. A team like the Eagles would be a perfect fit for Bijan Robinson. They have everything in place. They have the luxury of making that type of pick because they don't really have a major need right now. Detroit Lions, they're going to use their early first-round pick. I'm not sure which number it is, probably, I think, 6th. They're going to use that pick, and then when they set pick 18, if they want to take Bijan Robinson, they can. They have the offensive line. They have the quarterback in place. They have the wide receivers. They are probably going to be using that early first-round pick on a defensive player. So they're going to have defensive pieces added onto the defense. They could use that pick and use it on a guy like Bijan Robinson. The Los Angeles Chargers. Again, they have basically everything in place. They have the pass rushers. They have the linebackers. They have the secondary. They have the wide receivers. There's been talks about them possibly trading Austin Eckler. If they do end up trading Austin Eckler on draft night, let's say that. Bijan Robinson, if he's there on the board for them, that would be a good pick for them. It'll be a good pick for them. The Giants, though, they have bigger needs. Corner, wide receiver. They need an offensive line. They need interior offensive line. I understand. We trade Saquon Barkley. We're going to need that. But it's so many other running backs that could go, in the second, third round that the Giants could get. It's so many good running backs in this draft class. The Giants have met with 5 of them. 5 of them. Bijan Robinson is one I know for a fact. Kendry Miller, running back at TCU, is one I know for a fact. It's so many running backs in this draft class. It's a heavy, talented running back draft class. And again, we've seen running backs get taken in the second, third round and have amazing seasons. So, if we were to trade Saquon Barkley, I do think we would get back at least a second-round pick and some more picks. I do expect that. I do expect that if Saquon Barkley does get traded, which, again, I hope doesn't happen. I'm not banking on this to happen. I don't want this to happen. Saquon Barkley is my favorite player in the NFL. I want him to be a Giant. But if the Giants were to move on, if Saquon Barkley and the New York Giants can't agree on a long-term extension, a trade would happen, and I think we would get a good value. We would get good value back. I think we would get a second-round pick and maybe even, depending on who trades for him, maybe even a first. Who knows? I'm not going to bank on that either, though. The Giants could use one of those second-round picks on one of these running backs. Tyjae Spears is another one that they met with. Tyjae Spears, Devon, I think it's Acne, running back out of, I want to say Texas A&M. He's a good one. It's so many running backs in this draft class. I just don't see, if Saquon Barkley were to get traded, I don't see them using the 25th overall pick on Bijan Robinson. And again, Bijan Robinson is amazing. He's a great prospect. He's a top 5 talent in this draft class. Don't get me wrong. But the Giants, specifically, I don't see it happening for them. I don't see it happening. Don't expect it to happen. Is it a possibility? We can't rule out anything. We can't rule out anything on draft night. We've seen a lot of crazy things happen on draft night, so I'm not going to rule it out. If Saquon Barkley was to get traded, which is the only way this happens, the only way Bijan Robinson is even a chance if he's there at 25, even if he is there at 25, is if Saquon Barkley does end up getting traded. That's the only way. If Saquon Barkley is here next week or 2 weeks from now, around the time the Giants are making their pick, I don't see Bijan Robinson being in play for the New York Giants if he is there at 25. But I do expect the Giants to take a running back in this draft class. I really, really do. They have met with, I think, 5 running backs again. And it's a heavy class. And depending on what Saquon Barkley's future looks like, they might end up having to take one just in case they don't get a long-term deal done with him. But go ahead, leave down below in the comment section your thoughts. Now, again, I say this all the time. I don't want to come up here and just talk about the guys that we know we could get. Sometimes I like to talk about other scenarios that could possibly happen on draft night. It gives us some interesting things to talk about, and I just love it. So go ahead, comment down below. Let's get active in the comment section, and let's talk about this. Would you, if Saquon Barkley were to get traded, would you be for Bijan Robinson to possibly be the replacement for Saquon Barkley? But until then, it's been your boy J Dimes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and leave a like. And until then, it's been your boy J Dimes. Thanks for watching, and we are out. Go Giants! Peace.